After a long, contentious campaign, the voters in Franklin have spoken. Good evening, everyone. You know, a small city election doesn't normally make headlines, but this one did across the country after several News Channel 5 investigations into a controversial candidate. We have team coverage for you with results and reaction. Our Emily Luxon with incumbent Mayor Ken Moore and our Jason Lamb covering challenger Gabrielle Hanson. But first, let's break down the results for you. Mayor Ken Moore will keep his job with overwhelming support, beating Gabrielle Hanson by more than 9,000 votes. 4 spots for Alderman at Large were on the ballot tonight as well. Clyde Barnhill, the incumbent, who also ran unopposed, keeps his spot. Incumbent Brandy Blanton will also continue as a Franklin Alderman at Large with a more than 6,000 vote advantage over her opponent. The Alderman at Large seat C, previously held by Hanson, won tonight by Greg Caesar. And incumbent Ann Peterson will stay on the board as well, beating challenger Jeff Feldman. Feldman was also the focus of a pair of News Channel 5 investigations questioning his inflated campaign biography. The victors, they'll be officially sworn in at the next Board of Mayor and Alderman meeting. That is on November 14th. All right, Mayor Ken Moore calling his win tonight a great victory for Franklin, Tennessee. And he tells our Emily Luxon he's ready to put this contentious campaign behind him and look to the future.
The celebration started early here in downtown Franklin after incumbent Mayor Ken Moore jumped out to an early lead over challenger Gabrielle Hanson and maintained that lead throughout the night.
The challenges of this election have made our community stronger. You know, through the bad, good has come. We should consider continuing to pray for healing of our city as we move forward.
Mayor Ken Moore thanked his supporters and staff who gathered for a watch party at the Harpeth Hotel. The crowd erupted in cheers as election results started coming in and showed Moore in the lead. He said he was shocked by many of the things that happened during a campaign that had a lot of twists and turns, but he said he was proud he focused on the issues and his record. Now he will continue to focus on uniting the city.
The way you reunite the community is continue to reach out to people, include them in what's happening in our city. We have a thing called Unite Williamson, which we've been working on for a number of years, which helps people understand who their neighbors are. And I'm creating a short list of people that I need to talk to after I get sworn in.
Mayor Moore says he is ready to get to work. He said he will continue focused on making sure Franklin remains a good place to live, work, and raise a family, as well as transportation and housing needs. Reporting in downtown Franklin, Emily Luxon, News Channel 5.
Emily, thank you. Now, as for Gabrielle Hanson, she has not yet released any statement about her overwhelming election defeat. Earlier, though, her campaign told our Jason Lamb that News Channel 5 was not welcome at her election watch party this evening. Jason now with the latest from Franklin.
Election results show Gabrielle Hanson has lost her bid to become Franklin's next mayor, with incumbent Mayor Ken Moore receiving about 4 votes for every 1 of Hanson's. Now, we arrived at the Cool Springs Hilton this afternoon, hoping to be able to bring you some of the sights and sounds from Hanson's election night watch party, when we were told both by the hotel and by the Hanson campaign that News Channel 5 was not welcome inside. Tuesday morning, Hanson's campaign raised concerns about ballots potentially not recording voters' choices correctly, but election officials immediately denied those claims. Tuesday's election brings to an end both Hanson's mayoral run and her time on the Franklin Board of Mayor and Aldermen, as someone else was elected to her seat tonight. We have not yet heard back from the Hanson campaign with a reaction to her loss. In Franklin, Jason Lamb, News Channel 5.
Jason, thank you. Of course, News Channel 5 Chief Investigative Reporter Phil Williams covered kind of one scandal after another surrounding this campaign, and Gabrielle Hanson in particular. Phil, these investigations obviously resonated with the voters in Franklin.
Absolutely. I sense that every time that I was down in Franklin. As to the outcome, I don't think we can look at this and say it was any one thing. There was just so much. Obviously, the issue that attracted the most attention nationwide were those white supremacists who showed up at a candidates forum in a show of force for Ms. Hanson. Even when her fellow aldermen demanded that she denounce the hate group, for some reason, she just could never bring herself to do that, Rory, most recently suggesting that they were just misunderstood.
All right, so this obviously a big defeat for her. I think it was like 74% to 26%, but not just for her, because she was essentially running with 4 other candidates who were ultra conservative.
Yeah, and of course, Williamson County is a conservative county, and all of the candidates here were Republicans. But this was a significant defeat for the ultra-conservative Williamson Families PAC. This was their slate you see on the screen there. The only one who was not defeated was incumbent Clyde Barnhill, who was unopposed. The question now is, will this mark a turning point in the culture wars that were driving the campaigns of Gabrielle Hanson and her allies? Only time will tell. Rory?